a little funky out there, and the StreamYard's giving me a low signal. Let me know if you guys are good. Come on in. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership, support the channel, right? I put my goal up there and yeah, help towards the goal. I see some people already in chat ready to go. Let's let you guys come on in. Today we're talking about missing baby Nnakai Pratt'd. Now, his father is a named suspect, has been arrested on unrelated charges. However, we're going to start from the beginning, roll through this, take a look at Big Daddy Pimp on his social media. He looks like he's trying to be a Big Daddy Pimp. You can see there in the right hand corner. Oh boy, I dug up his social media, and you guys, my goodness, this is not a joke. Obviously, little Nnakai has been missing for over 48 hours. We're close to 48 hours now, and this is an urgent situation at this point. So, guys, come on in before I get started with anything. Come on in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. If you have the means to gift memberships, get a membership or help with our goal. What is up, everybody? Yes, I'm still going to keep you guys up to date on the on everything that we're doing, especially on the case from yesterday. And I assure you, I am up to date. I've watched those evil people in court yesterday. The man that faked his own death is now arrested. He was in court today. He was really beat up. I'm hoping that he was beat up by law enforcement. Just saying, he's got some major bruises and beating up on his face. I will update you guys. I promise. I know that you guys want to know about that, but I assure you, things are moving at a fast pace in that case. But today we're focusing on Nnakai Pratt'd, that's been missing, 6 month old. 6 months old. At this point, when you're missing at 6 months old, you really don't have a chance unless somebody has you. And I don't think that's the case in this predicament, because we got Big Daddy Pimp here in the corner saying that he got robbed by gunpoint, and poof, just like the other lady with Emmanuel, little baby Emmanuel case, and poof, someone knocked me out. I woke up and everything was just gone, including the baby. Wow, I did not know that children disappeared like that until I started doing this true crime thing. Emily Jane says, "Hey Jay, I know you got a lot of emails. I was happy they caught him too. And if you don't and didn't know if you, yes, I definitely see the news, y'all. I appreciate it. I'm now, we're getting close to 30,000 subscribers, which is a lot for me that's never done this before. So I got lots of emails coming in, guys. I assure you, I will get back to you when I can. And if I don't, I probably saw the email and just, I'll get there. I promise, guys. And I do see the updates. I have 4 mods at all times. 4 mods. So I've got like 60 messages at all times in my text messages and then emails and that. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. I love you just the same. With as many subscribers, I just can't personally get back to everybody. But yes. All right, guys. So what's up, Marissa? We haven't even got started. Marissa's like, I want to know who, when, where, what, why, how. Let's go. Hit that like button before we get there, my friend. All right. We're getting there. I promise. All right. We haven't even started today. I'm just making sure you guys come on in and hit that like button before everyone comes in and says, what did I miss? All right. Kristen Perry says, I'd love to email just to chat, but I'm sure you don't have time. And I have time randomly sometimes, and then I'll respond, and then I don't respond, and boy, the shit gets real. Then people start messaging me and saying, Jay, you don't like me anymore? What happened? Are you mad at me? I assure you guys, I'm not mad at any of you. I love my crime crew family. And if my mom comes in the chat today, she'll even tell you that sometimes I don't respond to her because I'm just busy. So much love to you guys. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, coming here, discussing it outside, emailing me, interacting. don't stop the interactions, but just know it's not personal. I promise. No, I really do, Kristen. I assure you, people will email me and say, Jay, I think you're mad at me. You didn't answer me in chat. You didn't send my emails back. Nothing. What did I do wrong? And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I just don't have time for that many, but I love y'all. And I'll give you as much attention as I can on every episode. All right. So thank you guys. Come on in. I don't believe him. Same as me. Yeah, none of that. He's already arrested. And when you know what he's arrested for, you'll realize that he's probably the right person that they have as a suspect. Jay, I don't know how you do it, but you do a damn darn good job. Thank you. Here at Guilty Crime. Yeah, I do also work all day long, my friends. I drop baby Guilty off, go to work, pick her up, come home, and all day long get the episodes ready. And thanks to my mods for helping me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do so many cases. So thank you guys for being here. I think we're good. Let's get into it. All right. Let me just tell you who, what, when, where, and how as much as I possibly can. Autism Grandma says, when you're not streaming with us, I assume you're enjoying some well-deserved family time. I think we all do love you. Yeah, no, I don't get to do family time like that. I have other work to do, and I got to get ready for these cases, guys. I can't just come up here, and I don't sit on here and Google stuff while you're here. I get bam, 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 bam. All right, here you go. Thank you, and bye. All right, so I'm doing my homework, and then I stream, and then I'm doing something else. So I love you guys. Much love. I appreciate it. Love your channel. G, you can't answer hundreds or thousands of chats. No, and I apologize. And I'm never mad at anybody, I assure you. All right, come on in, Mom Boss. Love it. Ice Blue Rose. Hey, Jay, how's it going? Eastern Girls, thank you so much for the mods and all. Yes, thank you. We do work very hard, including the mods. All right, guys. Now, listen. This little guy needs to be brought home. I'm not sure yet. I'm not going to say that this little guy, 6 months old Nnakai, is not alive anymore because it's just too soon. But this happened in Clayton County, Riverdale, Georgia. Now, I have family in Georgia, so I know that area is not the best of areas. But little Nnakai Pratt'd, 6 months old, is 2 feet, 1 inch tall and weighs a whole 11 pounds. Right? Hair black and brown eyes, 11 pounds at 6 months old. WTF. Did nobody catch that? 2 feet tall and 11 pounds. I hope you guys heard me on there. What's up, Marissa and Abby Poodle and all the mods, Sadie's mama, everybody come on in. Get yourself a membership if you didn't. I assure you, you will want a membership here. All right? So where is this little guy? Where is this little guy? He's missing and endangered. And if you know anything about this case, or you see something suspicious, or you know something, call Clayton County Police 770-477-3747. All right, I'll keep that up there. Good evening, Mods, Jay, and Crime Crew. Thank you so much, Bree, for the $5 super chat to go towards our goal for today. Thank you. All right, now listen, we're gonna get into it. This case is just stacking up. We're talking about a Georgia case here, right? If you know, you know. 2 feet, 1 inch tall, and 6 months at 11 pounds. All right, it was confirmed by one of the reporters confirmed that Nnakai is a twin. His parents had twins, and one of the twins are now missing. His twin is with the mother, according to news sources, and the father, Antonio Sharman Pearce, which we don't need to have is really his full name. This guy here isn't doing his job as a parent. All right, there's 111 people. That's 111 rolling in. Say a prayer for little Nnakai Pratt'd that he's brought home, and hopefully he's brought home safe. But if not, that he's brought home. Period. All right. He wasn't a preemie. Nothing about this says he's a preemie. All right. He's not. Yes, my daughter was almost 11 pounds when she was born. All right. I agree. That is not normal for a 6-month-old. What's up, Lady for Justice? Auntie Ree, how you doing? All right. So this monster here, we're going to talk more about him. He is arrested, but on unrelated charges. However, the charges are bad. The charges will attest to the fact that they probably have the right suspect. All right. So listen, we're going to just call this monster Tony. The baby was with Tony last. Now, Cheapskate, we just got started. So just give me a second and I'll present it all to you. We just started. Love you guys, and we haven't got into it just yet. You know what I'll do? I'll let you guys chat amongst yourself. And then if you throw me a super chat or a super sticker, I'll pin it up and I'll answer you. How about that? All right. Legend of the Online Gamer needs a wife. He says, good afternoon, guilty of crime and Halloween. Happy Halloween. So Legend of the Online Gamer, welcome. Go subscribe to his channel. Even if he is on the side of Krama, we still like him. We still like everybody here. And he's looking for a wife. So keep that in mind, all right? Mai Tai says, hey, guilty of crime, has anyone sent you over the case of the 5-year-old little girl with the 8, 9, 10-year-old suspects? I'm sure they have, but feel free to send me it at sendmecases@gmail.com. Sendmecases@gmail.com is right down there. And I know what is wrong with these people. This pimp daddy that thinks he's a pimp daddy on the screen was the last person to have 6-month-old, 11-pound baby Nnakai. I'm going to show you guys. I'm not just going to tell you. I'm going to show you because that's how we do here on Guilty of Crime. All right? So I promise you, I promise, we're going to get into the whole situation. Now, listen. You can see the picture back there. It was at this hotel. Everything that we've learned about it is what we're going to get into today. He has a twin, father Tony, Pimp Daddy Tony, 38 years old, worked for a maintenance department at a complex and drove for Uber. He has 5 cars, no driver's license, and pending cruelty to children charge out of Clayton County. That's tied to a case from 2022. Simple battery, simple trespass, simple battery on a family member. He's due back in court today. He's locked up on unrelated charges in this case. The mother at this time is not named in a suspect at anything. All right. But let's talk about what happened here. All right. So thank you guys. Come on in, hit that like button. Let's please get this in the algorithm so that people can share it. And I also am into a lot of different communities now inside of Facebook where there's missing children, and I post my videos there. All right, guys. So what's up? Come on in. Let's get you started. Let's get this started off right away. I know a lot of people want to know it all right now. All right. So let's just jump into this head first right now. Let's go. Listen up. Turn your volume up. Buckle up. Grab your drink and a snack and hit that like button. Let's go. All right. You guys are ready. Everybody's ready. I see it. All right. Now, if you have a question, it's easier for me to see the question if number one, either you just put QQQ, then I could answer you. If you're asking me a question, put QQQ. Or you can do a super chat or super sticker, which helps our goal. J Rocks, Barbie G, thank you for supporting the channel. All right. I don't know what happened here. My video started to play back on my phone. That was weird. Okay, so if you guys have questions, QQQ for me. Otherwise, if you're chatting amongst yourselves, I won't interrupt you. Okay, I'm sorry. Sometimes I want to interact with you guys so bad, and I don't know if you're talking to me or to the chatters in chat. All right, what's up, Linda? Good to see you. Much love. Yes, prayers for this little guy. If you have a question and you want to help towards the goal, super chat, super sticker. Let's go. Fast forward, full speed ahead, y'all.
Georgia are looking for this 6-month-old child, Nnakai Pratt'd, who was reported missing by his parents yesterday, Sunday, October 12th, 2025, shortly before 8:30 a.m. Nnakai was said to have been taken by an unknown suspect going in an unknown direction from his parents' apartment complex on 100 Valley Hill Road. Now, at the moment, it doesn't seem like this child is believed to have been abducted by authorities. It doesn't seem like there is any evidence to suggest he was taken by anybody because an Amber Alert has not been issued, and it's been well over 24 hours. Neighbors at this apartment complex stated that authorities were questioning his parents a lot yesterday, and they also spent a lot of time searching 2 vehicles on the complex. This white vehicle in particular, they were spending a lot of time looking in.
Now, remember, this alleged monster here that is, I can say a monster because he already has charges that are similar to this without the charge that's maybe added of taking this child's life. He's not a good guy on paper, all right? Alexandra Burton says, hi, are you going to cover the Mimi Torres case? Alexandra Burton, I did cover the Mimi Torres case yesterday. I have a 2-hour episode for you already, and I will continue to cover the case. If my mods want to drop a link for Alexandra to go watch my episode from yesterday, that would be fantastic. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Ice Blue Roses, for the $2.99 towards our goal. I appreciate you. All right.
Inside, especially the trunk. The white sedan and the dark colored SUV were towed away by authorities' request, and they are now both a part of this investigation, though authorities did not disclose in what way. Now, right next to this apartment complex is a wooded area. Authorities spent a lot of time searching this wooded area yesterday, and they are back out there again today with canine teams. It's unclear what exactly led authorities to the wooded area, but it does seem like Nnakai's parents, at least his dad, knows where he is. Now, a lot of people believe that Nnakai is a twin and that his father is named Antonio.
Now, the father is named Antonio. We call him Tony Pimp Daddy Kane for short, which I'm going to go a little bit deep into who the father is because he is the number one suspect that is now arrested. So that's the breaking news on the case. And thank you, Linda, for that super sticker. Okay, so listen, this is just the meat of it. That was 20 hours at the time. We're on 48 hours now, and there's cadaver dogs in the mix of these searches, which tells you that law enforcement thinks that this child is no longer alive. All right. The mother is not around. They didn't even name her. We dug in and we found the mom's name. And we found a little bit of information on the mother as well, but they are not naming her right now on the internet. All right. She's not on there. Now Tony told police that he was robbed at gunpoint. During the robbery, he says, poof, my baby was kidnapped. He didn't have a suspect description and couldn't give any details about a vehicle. All right. So that's what went sideways. It led police back to Tony, who was not being honest, and he was arrested on other charges that he already had and is suspected to have foul play. Neighbors say that Sunday morning on 10/12, which is 2 days ago, they saw him leaving the house with a car and a seat cover over the car seat. When he returned, he did not have a car seat. All right. So he stated that drug dealers took his baby. So police responded to the Riverside, River Valley Hill Road in Riverdale, Georgia, for a robbery and a kidnapping. Because of the inconsistent statements, they found that the apartment complex points to foul play. There's evidence in there. No Amber Alert was issued. And for several reasons, including no evidence the child was not actually abducted, is what police are saying. A girl was taken in for questioning to use the date, the father, and she stated she did not have any children. And I looked for the named mother, anything about the mother, and there's just not a lot of information on her. Although I got to tell you, it's not a rumor, in my opinion, that these are twin babies. All right. Foxy Amazon, thank you for supporting Guilty of Crime with a 1 membership. Thank you. If you guys get gifted the membership, please let Foxy say thank you.
So I did a little bit of digging and found an Antonio Pearce on FB who lives in Riverdale, Georgia. And I also found out that this guy lives at the address that authorities responded to about Nnakai being missing. And it just...
Now, remember, this was 2 days ago. Now we're fast forwarding ahead and we know who Pimp Daddy Antonio, a.k.a. Tony, a.k.a. Predator Monster of Babies, fake Pimp Daddy that's now arrested is. We know who he is, we know what he does, and we know how he shows off. And I'm going to show you this sickening monster that deserves to be locked up and to stay locked up, in my opinion. Angel of Light, much love to you. Big hugs. Love you. Good to see you here. All right. Let's finish this because we got a lot to get into today.
So happens to be that this guy, Antonio Pearce, was arrested this morning. The charges are unrelated to Nnakai's disappearance, but this is typically what we see at times when authorities feel like they have a person of interest who did something to a child and they want to make sure that they can't try and flee. They arrest them on other offenses until
Yep.
they can gather enough evidence to charge them with the child's disappearance.
AKA Emmanuel Haro. We're going to look up this guy next. You can see him down there a little bit on one of his 5 cars with 0 driver's license. You can see what his priorities are, huh?
And or death. Right now, as I'm filming this, authorities are back at the apartment complex that Nnakai was last seen at. Authorities are saying that the search is very much still ongoing and active for Nnakai, but they are asking the public if you know anything or seen anything, heard anything, to contact them. The Clayton County Police.
All right, we got into that. We don't need that help there, but let's take a look at this in case you guys see something or hear something. If you're local, please check that out. They are twins, and the mom has twins now. We don't have custody paperwork, Marissa, but that's as much as I know thus far. As the case unfolds, we'll find out more. Rose, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Thank you for what you do. And the mods, appreciate you. What's up, guys? Come on in. We're just getting started. You didn't miss really anything. All right. All right, now check this out. We're going to fast forward to what we've learned about this search of little Nnakai, and then we're going to fast forward to this monster's arrest on unrelated charge and then get into the detail, right? The devil's in the detail, especially in a case that's only been happening for the last 48 hours or so. Arrest has been made. Lots of searching continues for this little guy. All right, listen, everything we know in 3 minutes.
The boy is now going on 40 hours. Take a look here. This is 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd. His father told
40
police
hours.
Someone abducted him on Sunday during an armed robbery. However, now police say his dad's story is not adding up at all. He's now an official suspect locked up on unrelated charges. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn joins us live now from the Clayton County Jail, where the father is expected to face it.
Yes, and I want you guys to hear these charges and see what's happening, because immediately it takes me to the Emmanuel Haro case. All right, so let's go. We have 152 people in chat, 94 likes. Let's get this in the algorithm, please. And thank you. We really do want to spread the word about little Nnakai Pratt'd.
Judge tomorrow morning. So Cody, you just confirmed some new information about baby Nnakai. What can you tell us about that?
Now, the father is in court today. I don't have those clips just yet. All right. So, yeah, I do love Cody Alcorn's new for me. He does an awesome job. I didn't know about him until this case. So thank you for saying that. Yes. I do love this 11 Alive that's reporting on this. They're legit.
Ron, a lot of people have been asking us if he was the only child. And just in the last hour, Clayton County Police confirmed Nnakai is a twin. They say that Nnakai's sibling is with their mother.
There
and
you
at this
go,
point,
guys.
it does not appear she is involved in Nnakai's disappearance. But Clayton County Police say the investigation is active and ongoing. Tonight, neighbors allege it was not the children's father, Antonio Pearce, who even called 911 to report his.
Of course not. He got knocked out by a drug dealer. But here's the thing, guys. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not funny. His story is ridiculous. But here's the thing. They saw that little baby. I shouldn't say they saw the baby. Proof of life is not there. They saw Nnakai supposedly, allegedly in a car seat with a sheet or a cover or a blanket. So in my opinion, when they saw this monster Tony taking Nnakai out, he probably was either not alive at the time or he was being transported to where he was going to be relocated. All right. So if you missed that in the beginning, keep an eye on that, what they saw. What the neighbors and surrounding people in the area saw.
Son missing. They also tell us that Pearce told them drug dealers kidnapped his baby. The search for 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd is now expanding beyond this Riverdale apartment complex. Police.
All right, so this part's important to take a look at, watch the cars, see what they're doing, look at the area and the surrounding areas. This is not good. This is not a good thing. What's up, Kel? But I got to tell you guys, we're so it's only been like 48 hours, and there's still a possibility that this little guy's alive. So we do need to treat this as a very urgent and sensitive case. All right.
Using bloodhounds, cadaver dogs, and drones, all
Cadaver
in an effort to
dogs.
find the 2-foot, 11-pound baby. Neighbors say they called police Sunday morning when they feared something happened to Nnakai.
They saw him carrying a car seat with a sheet over the child. But the neighbors actually saw him, and they were the ones that called, because when he came back, there was no car seat, no baby.
Nope.
And then what he said was
No
the
car
drug
seat, no
dealers
baby.
took the child.
Police say Antonio Pearce told them somebody took his child during an armed robbery. Police never activated an Amber Alert. Now, more than 24 hours later, we're learning why. Police say Pearce's story is inconsistent. Physical evidence found.
And when you start looking at him deeper, which we're going to take a look at next, when you actually look at him and you look at that he has a recent past of abuse on children, then you'll realize and you'll feel that gut punch. All right. Late but here. I'm glad you're here. Come on in, my friend.
Found at the complex points to foul play.
So we all, as a community, been searching, looking for the baby.
Neighbors tell us Pearce worked maintenance at the complex and also drove for Uber. Our cameras were rolling as authorities towed several of his cars away from the complex.
Yeah, he's got 5 cars.
5 cars, no driver's license, but his little 6-month-old baby only weighs 11 pounds. Come on. You guys are not going to like this man before we even get started. All right. Mighty Joe, I mailed out your prize today. Marta, did the kidnapper say hola? Probably. I bet he did. I bet he said hola. And then they were buying drugs. Hola, what comes next? Can I get some marijuana? And then he got knocked out. All right.
11 alive found. Pearce has a pending felony cruelty to children charge.
When I saw this, guys, I was like, bam, we need to cover this now. All right. I was going to cover a different case today, but this being so sensitive, him being missing for 48 hours or that thereof, and then looking at this guy. And guys, I'm looking at his TikTok and looking at his Facebook and then looking at these charges and the bond and what he did and the outcome and him supposed to be in court. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Driving for Uber with no license and that record. It makes you think twice about who you get into a car with Uber and all those apps, right? It's kind of scary. As a matter of fact, I should run an episode about the Uber killer. There's actually a person that drove for Uber that said the devil told him to do it through the Uber app. And I'm not kidding with you. All right. Good to see you, Falling Star Catcher. Come on in, guys. Don't forget to smash that like. All right. This is Tony Pimp Daddy Tony. That's him.
Clayton County, tied to a case from 2022.
His name's Antonio
3 years
Pearce.
later, he's now at the center of his missing son's case.
Just wait.
And Ron, as you mentioned tonight, we learned Pearce is expected to be in court in the morning, and we will be in the courtroom as well to see.
Today, guys, if anybody out there wants to find a clip of Antonio Pearce in court today, I'll be happy to share that with you before today's end of the episode, all right? So let's keep going. We got a lot to do. Yay for this Channel 11. All right, now let's take a closer look at this guy, all right, since he is the prime suspect. First, I want to take a look at this so you guys can see what's going on here, and let me do a little bit of reading for you. All right, Matt Thibodeau, like him too, love a lot of these new people. We're learning new information about this monster. This is Nnakai Pratt'd's father, Antonio Pearce, all right? He was dating a woman who was taken in for questioning and then released. She claims that she had no idea that he even had children, despite him having at least 2, because Nnakai is a twin. Now, Nnakai's sibling is currently in the mom's care at the moment. She is not believed to be involved in any of this due to inconsistencies in Antonio's story and physical evidence. Law enforcement believes foul play is involved on his part, all right? So take a look at this guy. this lady's dating him and didn't even know he had kids, and he had twins. So there you go. That might show you why he only weighed 11 pounds, guys. Oh, you guys are going to wait until you see this. You guys are going to be, what is wrong with this guy? Somebody should have saw the signs miles away. All right. So this guy, they put the media report out there, Antonio Pearce, or Tony Pearce. And the press release says that this guy had robbery and suspicious kidnapping of Nnakai Pratt'd. That's what he claimed. There's his address there, which is all over everything. When did this happen, guys? On Sunday, 2 days ago, October 12th. That's what he claimed. All right. So police report responded to his home. He said that his baby was taken at gunpoint because he was robbed. They took his valuables and the assailants just left away. All right. He couldn't account for what valuables or anything else except the baby was gone. So bloodhounds from the Fayette County Sheriff's Office, as well as cadaver canines, like you saw, search and rescue were requested and responded to the location. Now, they've been searching in lots of wooded areas and the surrounding areas to reveal nothing of yet. All right. On October 13th, which is yesterday, CCPD detectives expanded their search even broader, setting out in the early morning to scout a larger area in the surveillance footage and other community information that could be useful. Now, listen, might be the key to finding out what happened as they go through the surveillance. Okay, because surveillance is key. All right. Abby Poodle says, what about BS? The robber wants to have a screaming baby in the car that only weighs I threw in the 11 pounds. Not even possible. All right. Not even possible. This guy just needs to get his lies together, but I'm glad that he didn't. All right. So let's just look a little further before we actually look at his pimp daddy. You guys are going to kind of laugh at this, but anyway, Clayton County police named father as suspect in baby's disappearance. Now, this didn't come out until yesterday at 5:00 in the evening Eastern time. So now we're looking at the father as a suspect. All right. Now, just quickly, 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd missing after reported armed robbery and kidnapping in Clayton County, Georgia. Police have now named baby father Antonio Pearce as a suspect after finding inconsistencies. Thus far, extensive searches, canine units, and cadaver dogs have found nothing. Nothing about missing infant that only weighs 11 pounds. All right. There is his booking picture. Antonio Pearce. Monday morning, baby's father was arrested by police on unrelated charges. We kind of went over that. So there is his photo. And we're not going to go over what happened again, but police are out there searching. And investigators say now named Pearce, 38, is a suspect in his son's disappearance. He was booked in Clayton County Jail early Monday. If any of you guys want to find Clayton County Jail and see if you find some kind of video on his court appearance, that'd be great. Now, listen, it's what I told you. Hola, where's the marijuana? Right? That's what he said. Unrelated charges, including marijuana distribution, driving with a suspended license, and child restraint violation. Jail records show he's being held without bond. And that, in my opinion, guys, is because he's the suspect and the number one suspect in the disappearance of baby Nnakai. They absolutely have not found any trace of baby Nnakai. All right? So, no, they have not found the baby, and we are out here trying to spread this so people can continue to search. Now, police use drones, search wooded areas, cadaver dogs. We saw that. Still no sign. I want to see them searching the apartments, etc. But let's take a look at father, now a suspect.
Here's how I eat low carb, high protein meals every day.
I sat there and skipped this, and they still made me do this ad. No. All right.
Also tonight, the father of a missing Riverdale 6-month-old is in jail. Antonio Pearce was arrested on unrelated charges,
so low.
But is considered a suspect in his son's disappearance.
Pearce told police he was robbed at gunpoint last night in Riverdale. Then the suspects took his son, 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd. Fox 5's Larry Sproul is live at the complex in Riverdale. Larry, you talked to neighbors there.
And Russ and Courtney, now neighbors are wondering if that little boy is okay. Now, I just spoke with police, and police confirmed that he is actually a twin, and the other.
Yeah, as this progresses, listen, we've only been doing this for the last couple of days, right? 48 hours. 1 day is 24, and next, so this is just rolling in, y'all. Jen's a gypsy, you're perfectly right on time, my friend.
The child is with the mother tonight. Now, his disappearance happened right here at this apartment complex here in Riverdale early Sunday morning. And tonight, police are still trying to figure out what happened.
Where's the baby?
That's the question Misha Sykes, neighbors, and police are asking Monday night. Where is...
And I love that the community has been so involved in these cases lately, and they want to alleviate all this nonsense going on and get straight to it. They know that this guy did not get robbed and nobody took that baby. He did something with that baby, in my opinion. What's up, Michelle? How you doing, my friend? Montana Mystic, one love. All y'all, what's up? Donna 66, Cheryl, much love to you guys. All right.
Is 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd.
Just seen them out here pretty much searching. So they're actively going into the bushes. I've seen them actively looking into the trash can down there.
Fox 5 told you about the kidnapping of 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd Sunday night at this apartment complex on Valley Hill Road in Riverdale. Sunday, the child's father, Antonio Pearce, told Clayton County Police.
And that's what I wanted you to see, is the search that they're doing in the complex now. And that gorgeous little baby, guys. There's only one picture of him. I'm looking around, and at 6 months, I'm not seeing other pictures surfacing, baby pictures or with the twins or any of that thus far. So it makes me wonder how neglected he actually was. I can't understand somebody dating this monster Tony and not knowing that he has a baby, especially when he has twins. How is that possible? What's up, two stoner detectives and spectral whispers? I saw the word from the babies. Form was found. What? Hold on, me.
He was robbed at gunpoint for his valuables, and the suspects took his son from the car seat and drove off. But police and neighbors are not buying that story due to inconsistent testimony and physical evidence that points to foul play.
If somebody broke in your house and ran out with your baby, your neighbors would have heard you screaming. Why did you not run after the person?
Clayton County Police arrested Pearce for unrelated charges Monday, including possession of marijuana and traffic violations. But police say he's now a suspect in the disappearance of his 6-month-old son.
And this is also just disturbing to have to keep waking up to see that we're still looking for a 6-month-old baby that can't fend for herself.
Monday, Fox 5's cameras saw police scouring the area looking for any signs of Pratt. They searched the woods and used a drone.
This is sad. This is really sad. And this is sad that nobody's saying nothing at this point. Like, at this point, tell us where the baby is.
And as more time passes, neighbors say they're losing hope.
It's devastating. It's devastating for such a little child, helpless. But I think it's a lot. I don't think there's going to be a good end to this. I just don't have a feeling that the ending is going to be very good. And everybody here knows it.
Unfortunately, I don't. 6-month-old.
Well, I don't see anything in the media, guys. I see some clickbait stuff that says bodies found, but there's absolutely no news that little Nnakai Pratt'd has been found. So that's just clickbait, my friends. We're not there yet. He has not been found, and we want to make sure people know that he has not been found, and we're still looking for him.
Ain't been seen since, 7 o'clock yesterday, they said? No, unfortunately, I don't.
He's been missing since 10:12 at 7 p.m. All right, guys? So let's keep going.
And that's the sad part.
Right?
And police also confirmed to me that the mother of the twins is not involved in the disappearance of Pratt. Now, meanwhile, as far as the investigation, there are several law agencies involved in this search tonight. If you know anything about his whereabouts, you're asked to call police. We're live in Riverdale tonight.
All right. So that's that. He is,
well, of course,
he has absolutely not been found. This is just rolling, and he finally's been arrested. This guy's been detained as the suspect. Now I'm going to show you about him. All right. So let's get into a little bit of what this guy looks like what he does, what he says, a little bit about who he is. All right. So, yeah, little Nnakai Pratt has not been found. He's still missing. It's been about 48 hours now, and we need to find him. Yeah, where the hell, right? Listen, AI Henry, where the hell are all these children going? Are they just disappearing out of thin air? What? I know. That's not good when the clickbait comes, especially when we're literally on the edge of our seats. That's not okay. All right. So, Stacy, if you saw that on Fox News Atlanta, maybe someone could take a look. Pascal's reporting the baby's body was found, but it's just not. It doesn't say the body's found. It says the body's found with a question mark, and that was from 20 hours ago. So I'm going to take a look at this. If you guys want to look around on Fox News Atlanta and see if the baby's actually body was found, you guys can let me know in chat. All right. Let's take a look at Pimp Daddy Tony that thinks he's a pimp daddy. I'll even follow him. Now he has 100 followers. All right. So this is the suspect. This is Tony Pearce. Remember, he has, hold on, sorry. Remember, he has 5 cars without a license. And when I say Pimp Daddy Tony, that's why I'm saying that, because look at what this guy is portraying. He's literally out there portraying himself as some baller when he doesn't even feed his baby or take care of his twins. All right. So there's the father. There's Tony Pearce, Antonio Pearce, that's now in custody, but he is the number 1 suspect and being held on unrelated charges, guys. All right. I'm not going to play the music. So let's take a look at him a little more and see what this guy's about.
Yo, want to give a special shout out to my cousin Sean Kennedy.
This is what this guy's doing. Hold on. Instead of taking care of his baby, this is him, guys.
Want to give a special shout out to my cousin Sean Kennedy.
Okay.
For me to grow these motherfucking
breaking news.
Man, she convinced me. That shit was like 10 years ago. No count, man.
Where did you email it, my friend?
Spot on the top. That's why I'm doing my little dance. So this shout out to go to her so she can see how far I came, man. And that shit look great though. You know what I mean? You barely can see my little shit that we're talking about. Cause she be like, cuz it's still gonna look good. I'm like, yeah, I got a little light spot, you know what I'm saying? But man, that shit came out good. I just let that bit grow.
All right. So now that you see, I want you to show you a little bit of this so you know who this guy is or pretends to be. All right. This guy's laughing and you're right. Thank you for coming in. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you to the lady that just said Fox News did find the baby. They absolutely did. This guy is not only a drug dealer, but he also now is a suspected killer. All right. How could anyone hurt a baby? But look at this guy. You start looking at him. His story doesn't add up. The baby weighs 11 pounds, you guys. And this guy is online portraying that he's a freaking pimp.
What it do, man? First, let me get a shout out my favorite rapper, Chief Keef, man, with the drill music. I can play this nigga music live, whatever. I know interference. I
mean, this guy is just completely on Front Street, and I hope that he is convicted on every charge they give him. All right, look at him. He's out there. Those are not any of the cars that we saw. He's got other cars, maybe even other kids that we don't know about. All right, so as this case unfolds, we're gonna continue to cover this, and with the breaking news, let's bring the breaking news now. And thank you to whoever not only sent me that, but thank you, Emily, for sending me that. And thank you to the person that led us to body of 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd has now been found, guys. Can we just stop for a moment and say a little prayer? Nnakai Pratt'd is no longer missing. The body of 6-month-old has been found near the Riverdale complex. Thank you, Stacy, for bringing it to our attention, and thank you, Emily. So, guys, breaking news: the body was found of Nnakai Pratt'd. He is no longer missing, but the suspect in the disappearance is now locked up, and that is Tony Pearce. All right, and it's hard for me to make jokes now that I realize that his body has been found. All right, so let's just say a quick prayer for Nnakai and his twin and his mom and all of the victims. All right. Thank you. All right. Huge prayers. It is not what I wanted to hear, but it is what I want to tell you guys about since we're covering this case. Let's find out what happened.
Here's how I eat low carb, high protein meals every day. These are my lunches this week.
Sorry, guys. This is
keto isn't cheap.
Yeah, some breaking news out of Clayton County.
Damn,
We
not
told you
good.
Earlier in the hour about the search for 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd.
Damn,
Clayton
man.
County police have said the baby's father is a suspect in his disappearance. Let's get out to Fox 5's Kim Loeffler, who's been live on the scene, the apartment complex where that baby boy was last seen. Kim, we understand there's some activity there now.
Yeah, police.
Now, listen, guys, they've been searching for the last, let's say, literally almost 48 hours. All right. And they found his little body. So, breaking news to everybody, little Nnakai Pratt was found. This is not clickbait. Thank you, ladies, that sent this. Lisa K says, boycott the whole entertainment industry. The money we paid to make them rich. What's funding anti-America? Please wake up. And you know what? I can go off on a tangent on this post, but I agree with you. And I talk about the entertainment industry, meaning even this platform that we use here. We've got almost 200 people in chat, and we're looking for a body of a little boy. Now we're looking at a body. We can get 200 people on here and 2,000 people funding the entertainment industry, just throwing money at people that make fun of others. So yes, I can go off on a tangent, and Lisa, you're 100% correct. Let's support things that have a greater good instead of just throwing our money at junk, and then these evil people hiding evil things behind the scenes. Jess Colson, good to see you. Clar, my friend, hey, beautiful. Jay, lovely mods and crime crew, big hug to you. Clar, much love. Justice for Nnakai. Now we're looking at a body. Where's the twin? The twin is with the mother. Safe. All right, let's listen together, guys. Breaking news. Little Nnakai Pratt's body has been found.
Just put up the police tape behind me here in the last 5 minutes. And if you take a look, all of the detectives and police officers we've seen on scene here for the last 2 hours are really focusing in on one spot, kind of in the wood line there. Now, at this point, we do not have confirmation whether or not this is the 6-month-old baby, but we have.
Now, listen, guys, they don't need much confirmation, and they wouldn't have put it out that body of 6-month-old was found. When you find a baby and you're looking for that description, 6 months, African-American, 11 pounds, all right? I bet you anything they found the towel that was covering him and other things, and I guarantee you that this is 99% going to be little Nnakai Pratt. We will keep following this case, but man, bless this little guy. The twin is safe with the mother at an unnamed location. All right. What's up, Kalisa? Good to see you, my friend. Come on in, guys. Hit that like button. Get yourself a membership if you can. And thank you for supporting the channel for those of you that are. I didn't think this was going to be a sad episode as it is today, but it is. So let's say a prayer for Emmanuel and for Nnakai. Thank God they found him. Oh my God, I'm so glad they found him, but this is sad the way they found him.
Really seen them all zeroing in on that location here, probably in the last 5-10 minutes or so. And in the last, I would say 20 minutes, if you take a look over here to our left, we initially saw the police put up crime scene tape around this dumpster as well. And then we saw them all start to move. This is the back part of the apartment complex. Then they all started to move towards the front. And that's when we saw them kind of looking at this one spot on the tree line. Of course, we're waiting for confirmation. As soon as we get any updates, we'll be sure to bring that right to you. But it does appear that they have found something there in the wood line.
All right. And that makes a lot of sense for what happened in this case and where they're searching. So breaking news, Nnakai Pratt's body has been found. It hasn't been identified.
Here's how I eat low carb, high protein meals every day.
Right,
These are my lunches this week.
Cool.
Eating carnivore.
Sorry, guys. I just blasted out your ears. This thing just decided to play. All right, let's read this together and take a look. Body of 6-month-old found near Riverdale apartment just minutes ago. All right, it's 4:51 here, California PSD time, and 7:04 Eastern. This was updated at 7:04 Eastern time. Now listen, if you guys just rolled in, I'm going to read this article and you can see what happened, all right? All right, let's all right, let's keep going. And if you come in here and don't want to hear me talking, you shouldn't be in my chat. So I just timed out that person that told me to be quiet. Someone told me to stop talking and just report. Bah! Oh, man. All right, let's keep going, guys. Now, listen. Body of 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd was found 3 days after. So this is 3 days now after father reported a kidnapping in Clayton County. Antonio Pearce, or Tony Pearce, the baby's father, is now considered a suspect and was arrested on unrelated charges. Investigators found inconsistencies in Pearce's story and evidence suggesting possible foul play in the infant's death. All right, this is in Clayton County, Georgia. The body of missing 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd has been found 3 days after his father reported to Clayton County police that the infant was abducted during a robbery. All right. The grim discovery ends an 84-hour search of the twin. And I thought it was 48 hours, but we're going to double that. Now, his sibling remains with their mother, who investigators believe is not connected to the case. This person's already in custody, and I believe that they're going to up the charges probably very soon. All right. Queen of Ocean, I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super sticker and supporting the channel, right? Yeah, I'll just time people out. If you come in my chat and tell me to be quiet, I'm just going to kick you out of my chat. So there's that. You're very welcome, all of you. That's not how my channel rolls, all right? We roll to give a voice to the victims that no longer have them. All right, so baby Nnakai has been found, and we're going to show you what led up to this, all right? So let's keep going. Antonio Pearce, named suspect. What we know, investigators returned to the complex shortly before 4 p.m. today. So this is how the baby was found. I'm reporting to that now, all right? They returned today, 4 p.m. Now, I'm assuming this is Eastern time, to conduct another search. Officers spent much of the day reviewing evidence to determine the best place to continue the search, which is so smart. Now, 6:30 p.m., fast forward to about 2 hours later, officials put up a crime scene tape near the dumpster and around the wooded area of the complex that we were discussing earlier. It's apparent that officers were searching the area, and I'm going to add they've been searching that area for the last day and a half. Now, there's the baby, 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd. By 7 p.m., half an hour later, Clayton police confirmed the discovery of body of 6-month-old Nnakai. Missing 6-month-old. Now, the backstory, guys, police confirmed Monday the baby's father was now considered a suspect. That was yesterday in the disappearance. He was arrested yesterday on unrelated charges, including possession of marijuana and multiple traffic violations. Officers were called to the apartment just after 8 a.m. on Sunday for what Pearce described as an armed robbery and kidnapping. Now, he told police that he was robbed at gunpoint for his valuables and that robbers took his baby from a car seat before fleeing, which absolutely makes no sense. Let's take a look at some of these pictures here at the crime scene where they're searching, all right? And I'm going to say that he probably dumped his own child and discarded him like trash, I can imagine, all right? Thank you. I appreciate that, Linda. Yeah, this is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous what happens. Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely. Louder and prouder, baby. All right? All right. Let's keep let's take a look at this these images here. And let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. All right. Yes, he should be in jail for life. And that's what we're doing here. So those that are my loyal people, all right, those are my loyal followers, will stay with me right now as we continue reporting on this case and going a little backwards so you can see what led up to this arrest and what for and what's next. All right. Rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Yes, horrible people. You guys say a prayer for little Nnakai. Now, listen, let's take a look at these pictures. These are crime scene photos, guys. Crime scene tape surrounds a wooded area near the apartment. And, guys, I had a huge suspicion, and so did law enforcement, that body was going to be found in that wooded area near the complex. And I'll show you why after this, all right? Take a look. This is the crime scene area where they found the body, where they put the tape. And if you look back there, you can see that green dumpster. The green dumpster is the dumpster that we saw the reporters reporting on in front of that, officially calling him a roach, like we called Jen Soto a potato. There you go, Mai Tai. Let's call this piece of trash a roach, all right? And we're gonna keep on looking at that. Louder and prouder, baby. You got it. All right. All right, let's get, well, listen, they didn't have the cadaver dogs and the whole team out exactly in that spot. So, Abby Poodle, I'm glad you're asking these questions because we're going to go backwards after we go forward to the crime scene, and I'm going to show you what led up to this. Still, I got to say, law enforcement has done a fantastic job in this case. Bam, bam, bam. They got him arrested. They've got him locked up. And, yeah, we call him a cockroach. Whoever says it first, you win. What you win, I don't know. All right, let's take a look at this crime scene area. Now look at that, you guys. When I continue reporting on this, you're gonna see this has been in the picture the whole time, and the crime scene was right there, hidden in plain sight, you guys. All right, so damn advertisements. This is on Fox 5, so I can't hope that. All right, so look at the whole time. And I got to ask you guys, do you think that there's evidence not only in the dumpster, you think he threw away some of the evidence that he took the baby's life with? Do you think there's evidence in those dumpsters and around? Or what do you think? All right, let's keep going. Like, I'm going to show you more scenes, and you're going to see that dumpster and the crime scene tape. It was all there, right under our noses. Right. And if you look at where the dumpster and the crime scene tape is, and you see the reporting where they've been the whole time, they're not that far off the beaten path. Look at that. It's all around. It's all a crime scene, guys. All of it. I'll wait for the advertisement, and we'll continue with today's episode. All right. So, guys, breaking news again. Nnakai Pratt's body has been found. Officials have not confirmed with DNA, but obviously that takes time, but more than likely it's baby Nnakai. All right, so right there, guys, it was right off the beaten path. You can see where the dumpsters are in proximity to the crime scene tape and the dumpsters. All right, we're not gonna do this again. Let's keep going. All right, let's do this. All right, he doesn't sound very smart at all. Listen, Nana, he gave it all away in the very beginning. This cockroach gave them a cockamamie story about getting robbed. And then again, yeah, Ola Bandit 2.0. They robbed him. They took his stuff that he can't account for what they took. And poof, baby Nnakai disappeared. Wow. Don't you know children just disappear? All right. So listen, detectives say that the inconsistencies in Pearce's statements, along with the evidence, suggest foul play. That shifted direction to the investigation, and court records of Pearce was previously charged with, again, Emmanuel Haro. This is the Haro case 2.0. He was previously charged in 2022 with simple battery and cruelty to children. Investigators say that they have searched the area around Valley Hill Road for hours on Sunday and Monday using canine and cadaver dogs, but they didn't find a trace of the infant until today. All right. Neighbors say that in the community, the disappearance has shaken them. It's devastating for a little child helpless, said resident Tracy Kark. I don't think there's going to be a good end to this. And I was hoping for a good end, guys. I really was. All right. What we know, it's not clear if Pearce will be charged in the connection with the death and disappearance of his son, which I think he will at this point. Now that the body's been found, Pearce is expected to make his first court appearance, now pushed off to Wednesday, which is tomorrow. Anyone with information or whereabouts on Nnakai, which we now know, call 911. Is what they're saying. So let's just take a look real quick. I'm going to just play this one more time for those of you guys that just came in. All right. They did find the baby. One more time, guys.
Has been called in to investigate a shooting. Skyfox 5 flew over an apartment complex off South Hairston Road.
Oh, wait, sorry.
A police officer shot a woman during a confrontation.
Oh.
The GBI is now investigating. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Russ Spencer.
I'm Courtney Bryant. Fox 5's Christopher King joins us live near the scene. Christopher, what are you finding out?
Well, Courtney and Russ, what I can tell you is it is still very busy out here. Take a look. Police are combing the scene.
Okay, so
they
wait.
still have this parking lot taped off. Investigators.
Okay, so now we got a woman shot by police. Man, detailed in confirmation. I think this is a different one. It says police search near woods, but I don't think this is it.
Evidence markers
Hold
on
on.
the ground. They were looking at two guns that were.
No, this is not it.
Excuse me. They were looking at two guns.
All right, they're not going to let me replay this. So we know the baby was found, and let's continue with taking a look at this guy that's now the main suspect. All right. I don't think so. I think, guys, I'm going to tell you that this is probably a case of neglect. If the baby was only 11 pounds and this cockroach's girlfriend didn't know that he had one baby, let alone twins, and the baby was only 11 pounds, I'm going to suggest to you that there was a heavy case of neglect, and death resulted in neglect. All right. That's what I'm going to tell you that probably happened. And we're probably going to hear a lot more as it unfolds. All right. We already found that. Thank you to our loyal crime crew people. Let's find out who this guy is and what led up to this, all right? Because a lot of people don't know. His girlfriend didn't know he had a baby, let alone two. Baby Nnakai was severely malnourished with only 11 pounds. I bet he left Nnakai alone and starved to death. He found deceased and dumped him, and that's what I was headed for. I think so, too. He walked out with the baby and the car seat covered with blankets, which I think in turn ended in this baby being dumped in the woods and then him coming up with a story. Okay, so let's continue this because we haven't got to see everything in the case and the searches and what led to this. All right, so father now suspected. We know he's arrested. Father missing now a suspect, and father arrested as Dyer. Okay, I want to show you this search so you guys can see where they were looking specifically. All right, so let's take a look at this together, and then I'm going to hop back in and show you who Tony or Cockroach really is. I don't know if there's like outages in the area, but for some reason my internet's spinning and spinning. Maybe because I'm talking too much. All right, let's pull this down. All right, here we go. All right, I want you to see the area and the search. Search for missing 6-year-old continues, and this was October 14th this morning. The search continued just today. All right. So now we know.
With the latest on the search for that missing baby boy out of Clayton County this morning, the father of 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd has now been named a suspect in the infant's sudden disappearance. The search started Sunday morning around 8:30 at an apartment complex on Valley Hill Road in Riverdale. 11 Alive.
All right. So this gives you a good, and I know it's a little low, and I'm so glad that they found the baby. I really do hope that this process goes quickly. I hope that the mom doesn't have to, isn't too traumatized and has to identify her baby and see him like that. Yeah, mom and dad absolutely were not together. They haven't even named the mom in the news, although we took a look at who the mom was. So now taking a look from the 1,000-foot view, guys, you can see where the area was and the searches took place just this morning. All right, so take a look at the maps and the apartment in Fayette County, and this was in Georgia, so you can see the proximity of the apartment running along Highway 138, and it doesn't look like Mr. Cockroach went too far to dump the baby. As a matter of fact, it doesn't seem like he did much for that baby at all.
Stephanie Chaynock has been following the story. Steph, you were on the scene yesterday morning. You're learning some new information, and we know that father will be in court today.
Yeah, a lot of
All right.
Updates this morning, Jonathan. But that father will be in court for unrelated charges. More
Unrelated,
charges
guys.
could be on the way depending on what this investigation
Oh,
reveals. Right now, Clayton County police have named Antonio Pearce, the baby's father, as a suspect in the child's disappearance after police say Pearce's story did not add up. And in the last 10 minutes, Clayton County police tells me the search will continue today, but did not disclose where crews will be looking next. Clayton County police say responding off.
Now, this is important, guys, because what led up to this discovery of Nnakai Pratt'd, what led up to it was the search this morning that they were being evasive about, and they didn't want law enforcement tracking all over their stuff. So I'm going to guess, you guys, I'm going to take an educated guess that they had been narrowing in on this area after looking at surveillance and all their information, all the evidence that they collected, and they didn't want anyone near because they were getting close with the cadaver dogs and the drones. So thank law enforcement for moving so quickly. All right, here's the search this morning, which led up until the baby's body was found.
Officers were told,
and it's low,
Sunday,
guys.
that
I'm
Pearce
sorry.
Was robbed at gunpoint, and that the suspects took valuables along with little Nnakai from the car seat carrier and then took off. But police say as the investigation advanced, detectives became suspicious of Pearce after inconsistent testimony and physical evidence pointing to foul play. Clayton.
And they were. I was trying to show you that the woods and the. I don't know if that was a body cam or somebody wearing the camera and doing a wooded search. But when you look at that and the way they searched and where they searched, it's heavily not only wooded, but it's very dense, you guys. This guy looks like he didn't take all but a minute and a half to get rid of his baby. Go put a thing over, walk out and dump his baby, and then call 911 and give a bogus story. All right? That's what I'm seeing here in this case. Man, what a disgusting piece of trash. A cockroach.
County tells me that they took Pearce into custody on
I know
Sunday,
it's low,
the day
guys.
His son went missing
I
on
know it's low.
unrelated charges, including marijuana possession, driving without a license, and a child restraint violation. Pearce will be in court for those charges at 11 a.m. this morning. We have also learned it was Pearce's neighbors that actually called the police on Sunday after they said he did something suspicious.
They saw him carrying a car seat with a sheet over the child. But the neighbors actually saw him, and they were the ones that called because when he came back, there was no car seat, no baby.
And guys, it makes me wonder if they also found the car seat and the blanket with the baby there. So he literally went out there and didn't cover up a thing. All right, now I'm looking into the mother, and Nana, no way he loved that baby. His girlfriend didn't even know that he had a baby. His name of a cockroach is very well deserved. All right. Prayers, Sabrina, and my daughter's watching DWTS, and I don't have earbuds, so we're competing with Sam. All right. Well, this is really low, and I'm sorry, but it's the news that's really low. But here's what led up until them finding the baby. This happened this morning.
And according to court records, just 3 years ago, in October of 2022,
Damn,
Pearce
it's
had a
low.
felony charge of cruelty to children. We have requested Pearce's latest mugshot, and we will be in court for his first appearance at 11. Jonathan.
All right, so Seth, even investigators say that some of the story just doesn't add up with the father here, but do we know anything more about him? Was he living alone? Is he still with the mother of those children?
Nope, he's
We have
not.
been told by police that Pearce and the mother of his children are not together, and neighbors, they actually told us from what they know, Pearce works as a maintenance member at the complex, and that he also drives for Uber. We've also seen at least 5 cars towed from the apartment complex since the investigation began. We've been told they all belong to Pearce.
All right, a lot still to figure out. And again, we'll be following that court case.
All right. So you guys hear a lot of this stuff that's going on, man. This is just, I mean, thank you. Thank you, Cheapskate. I appreciate that. All right, guys, we have 191 people still here. If you guys could hit that like button for me and share with your community, let people know that the baby was found. Baby Nnakai Pratt'd has now been located. His body was found. All right. Why didn't he just take the baby to the mother? Well, listen, Shadow, I think what happened was this baby, not what I think, this baby was only 11 pounds at 2 feet 1 inches. He was 11 pounds. So I think what happened is he neglected the baby completely and utterly. And when he did that, that neglect resulted in death, and he didn't have any other opportunity. I'm going to play this one more time just about the body of 6-month-old found near Riverdale apartment complex. And then I'm going to show you the rest of what I was showing you about Tony's 5 cars, who he is, him being an Uber driver. Now, Marta, his girlfriend didn't even know he had a baby. He had the baby at the apartment, and she didn't know he had kids, let alone twins. So that goes to show you. And thank you for those of you that are here. Emmett says, guilty of crime. Sad I laid down to take a nap and woke up to this. Yes, very disturbing. But I'm so glad that they found the baby. Guys, this can be another Harmony Montgomery case. This could be another Jack and Lily case. This could be another. But you know what? This guy didn't give 2 shits about his baby enough to even try to hide the body. The search that they were doing this morning was what I was showing you right before. And this is where they found him now. So let's take a look at this one more time. And then I'm going to show you Cockroach Tony in his own element. And hopefully what he's charged for, he's charged even further for neglect, resulting in death, maybe even desecration. We don't know what he did to that baby. All right.
Pratt, Clayton County. Clayton in the hour about the search for 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd. Clayton County police have said the baby's father is a suspect in his disappearance. Let's get out to Fox 5's Kim Luffler, who's been live on the scene, the apartment complex where that baby boy was last seen. Kim, we understand there's some activity there now.
Yeah, police just put up.
Now, listen, real quickly, we did a lot of research on this case, and the mother, authorities literally have not publicly named her because they didn't want to have people implicating her. So the father is, we know, is Antonio Pearce. We do know that the mother had twins, and baby Nnakai Pratt is in fact a twin. We do know that Nnakai Pratt's twin is with the mother and safe. Well, law enforcement and authorities have not released the name publicly. Now, please stay here because we're going to look into Tony's TikTok and Tony's Facebook. And in Tony's TikTok and Facebook, it might give us clues on who the mother is, who the girlfriend is, and what his life looked like without a baby. He did have a baby, but with a baby. All right. Yes, this guy is absolutely in custody, and I'll show you next. He was arrested. All right. I don't know what happened. Did I play this or what happened? All right, there. No, this is I don't know why it keeps doing that. My internet is shoddy right now. Sorry, guys.
The police tape behind me here in the last 5 minutes. And if you take a look, all of the detectives and police officers we've seen on scene here for the last 2 hours are really focusing in on one spot, kind of in the wood line there. Now, at this point, we do not have confirmation whether or not this is the 6-month-old baby, but we have really seen them all zeroing in on that location here, probably in the last 5-10 minutes or so. And in the last, I would say, 20 minutes, if you take a look over here to our left, we initially saw the police put up crime scene tape around this dumpster as well.
Again, guys, he did not take the baby very far. When you look at all of the news that was covered in front of the apartment complex, you guys can absolutely see those dumpsters right there and the wood line. Now, you guys just rolled in. Stay here because I assure you I'm going to show you his arrest. He is arrested. His social media is absolutely current, and he absolutely was just arrested. It's all current, my friends. I assure you. All right, let's keep going so we can get to it.
And then we saw them all start to move. This is the back part of the apartment complex. Then they all started to move towards the front, and that's when we saw
Come on, guys, hit that like
looking
button.
at this one spot on the tree line. Of course, we're waiting for confirmation. As soon as we get any updates, we'll be sure to bring that right to you. But it does appear that they have found something there in the wood line.
All right, so body was found. They have not been able to identify the body yet just because, you know, they got to do DNA and autopsy, medical examiner. But this guy, this cockroach, was arrested. And here we go. And then I'll show you his TikTok and Facebook, which my Facebook is active. I just don't go on there all the time.
Afternoon, rather. We want to welcome you into 11 Alive News at 4. I'm Faith Jesse.
I don't know
And
why
I'm
these are
Danielle
so
Nottingham
low.
in for Cheryl Preheim. We begin with breaking news out of Clayton County. The father of a missing 6-month-old baby boy is in custody while police continue their search for the baby.
That's right. This is a story we have been following for you. 11 Alive's Marissa Sarback joining us live from that apartment complex.
Now, again, the baby's body has been found, not identified just yet. But just yesterday, this monster, this cockroach, was arrested. And this shows you about his arrest now. Thank you for leaving your DNA, especially for those that just came in. We have 200 people in chat, y'all. Hit that like button. It's free. And get yourself a membership while you're at it. All right.
Complex on Valley Hill Road and Riverdale, where this baby was reported missing early Sunday morning.
Arrested.
Marissa, what is the latest on this search? So many people hopeful here.
Well, today we saw them tow away a fourth vehicle, and neighbors tell me that all 4 of the cars that we've seen towed away for this investigation belong to Nnakai Pratt'd's father, Antonio Pearce. As you said, Antonio Pearce was booked into Clayton County Jail today, but police are confirming that those are on unrelated charges. They say possession of marijuana, 2 driving without a license suspensions, and another charge of violation of a child not being restrained properly in a car. Take a look at footage that we shot from earlier today. This was on scene.
And you guys are going to see all the cars that he's representing, that he's trying to show off with, all of that after. But you know what? Law enforcement was smart. They saw the cockroaches prior report, and they realized this guy already has charges against a child, and he's dangerous. He's a drug dealer himself. He's probably out there trying to be a pimp. And if you look closely, you'll see what I'm saying. All right. Detective's gonna eat him alive, and I hope they do.
You could see footage from when a woman living in the same apartment unit as Antonio Pearce was taken away in a Clayton County Police patrol vehicle, and their home was searched by detectives. Now, we did just see that woman return home within the last few minutes. I went over to talk to her. She said no comment on the situation. You can also see a new K-9 team was out here today searching through the woods and all around this apartment complex in Riverdale. We saw that K-9 circling the dumpster a few times, but still no sign.
Did you see that? There was a dumpster and drones and a shit ton of law enforcement with dogs out there for the last 80 something hours. All right. The dad was beyond immature. I'll show you right after this about his arrest
of Nnakai Pratt'd. Detectives also sent a drone into the crawl space underneath one of the apartment buildings. Clayton County is still calling Nnakai Pratt'd missing, but neighbors I spoke with say they are starting to lose hope.
I don't honestly think we're looking for a baby that will still be in the world. I think they're looking to recover.
There you go. Recovery of a body. Yep.
The parking lot and the apartment complex here at this point.
All right. Do you guys see that line? You can see the apartment, and if you look to your left, you can see the green dumpster and then the wood line. That's about how far he went. Not much farther than the wood line, you guys. And Melissa, the previous charges were absolutely child related. At least 2 of them were child related. All right. And we're going to look at his social media here and maybe give you an idea of who the mom is and what's happening. Well, good to see you, Eilish. It's been a while. Chief Raka, you need to get yourself some green. All right. Good to see you, my friend.
Have cleared out around 2 o'clock. Detectives finished up their search around this area, the apartment complex where Nnakai Pratt'd was first reported missing, where his father, Antonio Pearce, lives. Reporting live in Riverdale, Marissa Sarback for 11.
Listen, he dumped the baby right where he lives, you guys. He literally dumped the baby right where he lives. He didn't go much farther than the dumpsters and the wood line. We're glad to have dumb criminals, right? So take a look at him here. He was arrested on unrelated charges. This is him being arrested. And yes, go green. Come on, we need more green up in here, guys. All right. All right, let's take a look at his social media a little bit closer. I am going to go onto his Facebook as well. I want you to see how this guy moves and what he pretends to be. All right. Yeah, super low IQ. Cockroaches don't have big brains, guys. So this guy's just a complete cockroach. And I'm going to say his brain's about this big. And I'll show you why. right? This guy's over here flossing while his baby doesn't even have more than 11 pounds on him, all right? So he's over here flossing. If you look closely, it says, "I'm awesome," all right? He writes, "I'm awesome," while trying to show his nasty cockroach self off, all right? Now we know how disgusting he is. That's a little bit more disgusting to see that, right? What's up, Nika T? Good to see you. I wonder if you're going to put the baby where... Well, we know he has 2 for sure. I like that. Pea-brain cucaracha under the jail. Let's put this guy under the jail. Let's do that, okay? All right. So, I mean, this guy is complete. No, first thing I thought was this guy thinks he's a pimp. He sells drugs.
First, let me get a shot at my favorite rapper, Chief Keef.
And this is what he does.
Music. I can play this nigga music live, whatever. No interference, not no description.
All right, we're not going to listen to that. I just want you guys to get a good idea of what this guy, how he sees himself, all right? Is that him in a security suit? Maybe. I mean, this guy is what? What do we say? 38 years old with a pair of twins, and this is what he's doing on his social media? These are not the same videos, Melissa. I'm just showing you his TikTok, all right? It's not the same one. So I just want people to see how this guy pretends to move, right? He's got this security outfit on. I wonder if he goes around trying to pretend like he's enforcing the law, right? All right, so let's just take a look. This TikTok is mostly just videos and, you know, him trying to floss with his car. So there's one of his 5 cars without even a license, all right? And then I'm going to show you his Facebook. Wow, that's not a good image. But anyway, you guys get a good idea of how he looks. Let's take a look at his Facebook, which may have some more things that we want to see. Any relations, any connections. So look at that there. There's Antonio Cockroach Pearce. He's showing off. Sorry, I got to stop this. It's like making this weird noise. All right. So he's showing off 2 of his cars, right? 2 of his cars, and he doesn't even have a license. Let's see what he's got. Like the other platform, he's only got 91 followers. The other one, he had 99. I was the 100th. Let's see what he does here. It says he's a digital creator, although he was an Uber driver, and some other side jobs. Went to Florence High, lives in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't see any relationships or anything here. It says no relationships. No college, no high school, places lived, Georgia. Not much on here, guys. This looks like he's got a lot of pictures and he's trying to, you know, floss for somebody here. Again, we're not going to watch his reels. Just take a look at how he tries to floss. He's got all these different cars. Temu pimp. I love it. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to be a Temu pimp. But yeah, he doesn't show really a lot. You don't even know that he has kids, right? He's got kind of the same stuff going on here in his reels. But really, I kind of just wanted you guys to see how he moves, what he looks like, what he's showing off, right? Temu pimp. I like that. I wonder if he owns an old police car. Let's take a look. Let's look at his cars and see if he... I don't think so, but let's look at his cars real quick. There's 1, there's 2. Wait, what? This fool's got a... Hold on. He's got a purple car with a purple pimp fit. You guys tell me he's trying to be a pimp. Then he's got his red outfit with a red car. Still no driver's license. Still no pictures of any twins here, huh? Look at that. What is that? Like Friday? Is that like the Friday after next? Right? You got knocked the fuck out. Remember? He can't be an Uber driver. Yeah, he was, though. He's an Uber driver without a driver's license. How did he pull that? Anyway, I mean, look at this guy. I think one of these cars may have been the one. I think one of these ones, I think it was a Cadillac that was towed. I mean, this guy's just take care of your kids, bro. Instead of trying to be a pimp daddy here. Look at this. I hope they knock him out. Tell where you, oh, look at this. Tell where you put his body so he can be buried. They don't want to see me. And this is September 21st, guys. This is right here, 2025, all up to date, my friends. Look at it's him outside of those apartments where he dumped the baby. Look at those wood lines in the back. He just didn't go far, did he? He's got a storage there. I hope they go check that storage over there. He's got blue with the blue car. I mean, this guy's a piece of trash. He really is a cockroach. He looks like he's out here trying to pimp at live-in lodge, you know? You rent it by the hour. Just saying. I caught someone taking pictures with my car, but oh, really? Why isn't this turning off? Can you guys hear the beeping in the background? I think that's ridiculous. All right. Yeah, this guy is just ridiculous. But anyway, he's got a pink car. How about we show the jail people what he looks like there? How about we give a mugshot with that outfit on? He bought a fake outfit on the Temu. All right, guys. Listen, we still have 188 people in here. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share with your community, and let's let people know that little Nnakai Pratt'd has now been found. They do have suspect Antonio Pearce in custody, and that is him. All right. Nika T. Yes, the baby's body was found. His remains were found right next to the wood line of where his apartments are. They have it all taped off in the search area. Yeah, he cared more about his car than the baby. So, guys, breaking news. Little Nnakai Pratt's body was in fact found, and they just showed it minutes ago. All right. I don't see anything yet on like YouTube or anything, but let's see. Usually everything comes out first on the local news. Nnakai Pratt'd. Let's see. Let's see if we can find Nnakai Pratt'd body found. I did show you guys. So if you rolled in late, please go back and take a look. Nnakai Pratt'd has been found dead. All right, guys. One more clip. All right, we're going to show you now. It's starting to catch up. This is the cockroach that they have in custody. He is arrested on unrelated charges. And breaking news, the baby's body has been found. All right. So let's take this down, and I'm going to show you now that he was in fact found. One more time here. And then you guys are going to hit that like button for me. You're going to subscribe if you haven't. And in the perfect world, you're going to get a membership if you can. All right. Breaking news, guys. Here we go.
Georgia, it is being reported that 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd has been found deceased. His remains were found 3 days after his father reported him missing. It is being reported that around 6:30 p.m. today, October 14th, 2025, officials put up crime scene tape near the dumpster and around the woods adjacent to the apartment complex that Nnakai was last seen at. By 7 p.m., it was announced that Clayton County police did end up finding Nnakai. Nnakai's father, Antonio Pearce, was taken into custody yesterday morning for unrelated offenses. However, authorities did end up saying later that day that he was considered a suspect in his son's disappearance, and now he is considered a suspect in his son's death. At the moment, it's not specified where exactly Nnakai's body was found, but based on what I'm seeing, law enforcement seem to have been spending a lot of time around that dumpster on the apartment complex property, so I'm assuming that he was probably in there. This is a developing story, so as more information comes out, I will be sure to share with you guys.
So you hear that the body of Nnakai Pratt'd has been found. If you look at those dumpsters that have been on the news the entire time, he was found right around that area. And I can't get into that, Foxy. I love you to death, but you sent it to the wrong email, and then it won't let me. It wants me to solve a puzzle. So I apologize, but I can't get to it. All right, guys. So 6-month-old, only 11 pounds, screams neglect. All right. Firestorm 85. What's up? How you doing? Midnight Lace. Did you guys roll in and hear that the breaking news? All right, let me just put one more time. I can't get into that thing, Foxy. But if you can send me at guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com, it would be much better. I cannot get your email. All right, one more time.
Hey guys, so we have breaking news coming out of Riverdale, Georgia. It is being reported that 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd has been found deceased. His remains were found 3 days after his father reported him missing. It is being reported that around 6:30 p.m. today, October 14th, 2025, officials put up crime scene tape near the dumpster and around the woods adjacent to the apartment complex that Nnakai was last seen at. By 7 p.m., it was announced that Clayton County police did end up finding Nnakai. Nnakai's father, father, Antonio Pearce, was taken into custody yesterday morning for unrelated offenses. However, authorities did end up saying later that day that he was considered a suspect in his son's disappearance, and now he is considered a suspect in his son's death. At the moment, it's not specified where exactly Nnakai's body was found, but based on what I'm seeing, law enforcement seem to have been spending a lot of time around that dumpster on the apartment.
They certainly have. Every single person that was out there was in front of that dumpster, all right? Breaking news, Nnakai Pratt's body has been found. Jody, the other twin, the baby, is with the mother that is unnamed for purposes. The baby is safe, but the mom is unnamed, and I'm not going to name her if they don't want to, all right? You say, you sure he's got benefits for the baby? Probably sold them instead of providing for the beautiful angel. Kelly, what's up? It's so sad the baby had to have this life ended. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And complex property. So I'm assuming that he was probably in there. This is a developing story. So as more information comes out, I will be sure to share with you guys. I'm guessing up next we can expect to see added charges for Antonio Pearce, his father.
There
And
better
I'm sure
be.
that his body is being sent to the medical examiner's office where he will undergo an autopsy for them to determine his COD. What do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. My thoughts and prayers are with Nnakai's family members at this time. Hey guys.
All right, you guys as well. Everybody here that is with me, say a big prayer for the family. I am glad that this search has come to an end. And not only that it's come to an end, folks, but this cockroach has been in jail for the last at least 24 hours. Okay, so they have him on unrelated charges. However, the charges that they do have are related to, some of them are related to child abuse of a sort. Okay, I do have the charges here that are unrelated. Let me tell you what they are real quick. Okay, now listen, Antonio Pearce is currently in custody for charges that are unrelated, including marijuana possession, driving without a license, and child restraint violations. They are serious enough to keep him in custody until they found baby Nnakai, which they did. All right, so he's no longer a missing person report. This guy claimed to have had been robbed by gunpoint on a Sunday. Right, this happened. This rolled out on Sunday, and today's Tuesday. This piece of trash cockroach said the baby was kidnapped. There was no suspect description. He couldn't give police any details on the vehicle or which way the suspects went. That led him to believe that the police said that he wasn't being honest, and he was arrested. All right. Neighbors say they saw him leaving with a car seat and a child covered, and then he never came back. So they focused on that area. All right. Yes, baby killer. He's now also added our baby killers. They did talk about child restraints being like no baby seat, but I also saw in another document where it was something a little more serious than just not having the baby strapped down, or they wouldn't have been able to take him into custody. We don't know all those yet, guys. We're an hour and a half in on day, what is it? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, not even day 4. All right, we haven't even got to day 4, and this monster was taken into custody, and the baby was found. Yes, this is the mugshot. This is a mugshot, and it's the only mugshot that they have out right now. All right, we don't know about him. We don't know anything about his custody. Nobody's been able to get to any of that because it's only been 4 days. All right, so if you guys want me to keep you up to date on this, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button and share this with your friends and community. Let them know that the baby has been found, and I will keep you guys up to date. He's supposed to go back to court, and he was missing, but he no longer is. All right, he's supposed to go back to court tomorrow. It was supposed to be in court today, and that got pushed off for tomorrow. Now, Marissa, we don't have any answers on the grandparents, or it seems like nobody in chat has any of those answers. Normally, I have people that are close to the community and say, I know his this, or I'm part, or I'm a cousin, but nobody knows at this time just yet. All right, they did find baby Nnakai's body, and he's no longer with us. All right, so since it took me such a long time to get that, Foxy, I will put that up. We found the Temu pimp. We found out where he got his hat. All right, so let's like Foxy likes to say, first of all, let's have a prayer going to the family, especially the twins' mother, and then the rest of the family members and all the victims in this case. All right, prayers for them and palate cleanser for you guys. There is his hat. We found it on Temu. He's the Temu pimp. All right, this is in Georgia, Chief Rocca. So hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. Now, guys, we're one away from the goal. Like one away from the goal. If anybody wants to hit that goal for me, please do. We're one away. We've got one to go. All right. So there we found our Temu pimp. He got his hat. He's got 5 hats, guys, for each car. We got 1 hat, blue, red, and black. He's got a Temu hat for each car color, right? He only is $10.11, and it only took 6 weeks. All right. Yeah, wear the hat to trial. All right. So this happened in Clayton County, Riverdale, Georgia. All right. Police suspect was a suspect only because he's a dumb criminal and cockroaches only have small brains. So that being said, guys, this is the very beginning of this case. This guy now needs to be charged with the upgraded charges, and we'll keep this continued. So prayers for the family and everybody out there, guys. All right. Thank you. Chris QT came through and saved the day and hit that goal 10. Thank you so much, Chris QT, for the $2 super sticker. Yeah, that hat's only $10.11, so we bought 5, 1 for each color. All right, guys, I am going to be back here tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you guys have suggestions, send them over. I do have a full plate this week of cases. And also, Bree just gifted 5 guilty of crime memberships. So you guys, please do me a favor. Say thank you. And if anybody that just rolled in doesn't know about this case and wants to know a little bit or a lot more, if you guys can go back and be part of the rewatch crew. So we're missing after. Okay, so this is a day ago. I want to show you guys something real quick. One more thing before I go. I want you to take a look at this as they search the neighborhood and how close they truly were to this baby's body. All right, Cynthia's here today, Rosalie. She might have took off early, but she's here. Cynthia's always here. I want to show you guys something real quick. Where they found the baby's body, I want you to see where they were searching prior to finding the baby's body, okay? So hang in here with me.
There's an urgent search underway for a missing 6-month-old baby boy.
I
Take a look
know.
here. This is Nnakai Pratt'd. Police say they've been looking for him for about 15 hours now. The search started around 8:30 when police were called to an apartment complex on Valley Hill Road in Riverdale. 11 Alive's Marissa Sarback broke this story, spent the day alongside the detectives on the scene. She's back in our newsroom.
And guess what, guys? Today, they told everybody they can't be there for that particular search. They didn't want anybody there, which led me to believe early this morning that they were finding evidence. Maybe not the body necessarily. I didn't think they were going to find the body just yet, but I knew they were getting close by telling these people, the news folks, to get out of their areas, move, and don't be around. Just steer clear. So I think they were honing in. Definitely a beautiful little angel. All right, this is where they were searching that led up to little Nnakai Pratt'd's body.
Tonight and joining me live. So Marissa, you spent hours out there. What did you see?
Ron, when Clayton County first alerted us of Nnakai Pratt'd's disappearance, officials said the 6-month-old was taken by unknown suspects and they had no leads. We were on scene all afternoon. We saw about a dozen Clayton County patrol vehicles, a fire truck, and even a K-9 team searching for the child from that apartment complex where he was last.
Hell nah. Is that a good enough answer for you, Emily? Hell nah, he didn't tell them. That guy, in my opinion, by looking at his social media, seeing what he happened, this guy is not. This guy is absolutely not. Janet Rollins, thank you so much for the guilty of crime membership. So you really just talking at this is my hood looking for clout? What? I'm not sure what you said, but hello? No, I don't think he said anything, Emily. I think when you look at this guy and the fact that his girlfriend didn't even know that he had children, I feel like it was neglect to the fullest. All right. He has no integrity, in my opinion. And cockroaches don't. Cockroaches breed, and that's it.
Scene. It's where neighbors tell us Nnakai's father lives.
This is sad. It's a 6-month-old baby, a helpless baby. This is very sad.
Since early Sunday morning, neighbors at an apartment complex on Valley Hill Road in Riverdale watched as Clayton County police searched through multiple units for 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt'd.
I sure hope that baby ain't over there in that trunk.
Look at that, guys.
I pray that baby ain't nowhere out here.
Now, listen, they did take that vehicle. They checked the trunk. They thought they were going to find the baby in the trunk. But look at that police line and look at the areas they've been searching. They were right there the whole time.
I pray that baby ain't, because I have kids.
Detectives spent a couple of hours going through the trunk of this white sedan before towing it away as part of their investigation, along with an SUV.
I'm hoping and praying, everybody prayed up, hoping that they want the baby, in the car that they found.
Our cameras were rolling as Clayton County brought in a canine to search the wooded area for Nnakai.
Look at
surveillance video from a nearby business shows the officers following a trail out of the side of the apartment complex.
I mean, that looks creepy alone. That's what I wanted to show you guys before the breaking news about the baby's body being found came in. That's the area that they've been searching. That poor little angel probably was no longer alive when he was put out there, but it's just really sad and disgusting, guys. Just say a prayer for him, please. And the mom and the twin. That's where they found the baby, back here in the wooded area. They were there all along.
Did you search the woods by the school? Because the school's woods are really, really dense, and there's drop-offs.
Neighbors tell us they started their own detective work.
Once we seen all the police activity, everybody came on out, started making calls.
The neighbors were like, "Where's the kid?" You know, nothing escapes this neighborhood. I mean, anything, like nothing escapes this neighborhood. They'll be like, "What's going on?"
Neighbors updated me in the last couple of hours tonight, telling me authorities towed a third car away, a red sedan, from that apartment complex, and that all 3 vehicles taken for the investigation belong to Nnakai's father. Ron?
All right, Marissa, thanks a lot, and thanks for being on top of this story. According to the Clayton County Police Department, the baby just weighs 11 pounds, and right now he's still considered missing. So we want to...
All right, he's no longer missing. Baby has been found, and he's no longer with us. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to change the name of this so people know that the baby has in fact been found. I did not get to thank you, James McConnell, so much for the super sticker, and then Janet Rawlings for the Guilty of Crime membership. Bree, I did thank you, and everybody else I hope did the same. All right, guys, I think we need to come out with a Guilty of Crime coloring book, right? What do you guys think? For mental health matters, for mental health awareness, while you guys are listening to my show every day, you should do that. Did they say the girlfriend had lived with him? They did not say the girlfriend lived with him. They did take the girlfriend in for questioning, and she said she didn't even know that he had a baby. All right. Absolutely, this is a mess. And if you're intertwined in it or you know more information, let law enforcement know. All right, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to have a full episode all week long, new episodes. We got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to go. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Have a beautiful night, and make sure that every but one of you, I love you guys, and make sure that your efforts tonight and everything that you do are for the greater good. If you can say that, then you're doing good. All right. Much love to all of you. I'll see you tomorrow, and thank you. Good night. Mwah.
Guilty of Crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of Crime.
Are you guilty of crime?